After that first fight, and I know you've been talking about it, but we're going to talk about it some more. After the first fight, you said that you felt Daniel Dubois had a dirty plan that night and that he landed several low blows. Do you still believe that today, or was it heat of the moment?
Yeah, we made the calculation.
Before he speaks, he said, yeah, we made a calculation. Again, I don't want to keep saying I made a video on this before, but guys, check my video out, man. I break down all the dirtiness from what Dubois and everything, guys, in that last video I made, but I just want to give my 2 cents. Dubois did hit Usyk quite a few times low. I've gone back and watched it, guys. And when I watched it back, probably more than 3 times, guys, before obviously doing that shot. Again, when you say low, it's in the same sort of area, and like, he hit AJ low. Trust me, there was one time in the fight he hit AJ low. I think he hit Miller low. I don't know. I think he might be Ergovic low. He's got a bit of a knack for going quite low. Now, where he's hitting them, is that legal, illegal? It's all controversial. But the thing is, guys, if you do it more than once, you could say you're a dirty fighter. I fully concede the side of people call him a dirty fighter. I get it. Whereas Alexander Usyk, do you ever see Alexander Usyk hitting anyone low? Hitting anyone behind the head? I don't see it often, and if it happens, it's probably a real accident. It's not multiple times, so you got to look at the frustrations there. So these are the telltale sales, guys. The more obviously I look at breakdowns, I'm not one of these guys that has one view and I stick to it. I'm open to views and I look at things again. If I think if the viewers who watch my channel write me comments saying nah, when it's something that can factually be gone back and looked at, I'm open to changing my opinion, of always has been. But when it's like my opinion on who I think's better, that's different. I will give you my take. I'm always open to change my view, and I'm always interested, guys, to leave your comment. I read everyone's comments, guys. I may not reply to everyone, but I always read them, guys. So if you got any feedback or anything or your view, it always gets taken into consideration, guys. And I try to like make my videos better by listening to what you guys have to say as well, because I wouldn't say I'm the most educated on boxing. I like combat sports. I'm always learning myself, guys. I'm into MMA, UFC, I'm into boxing, mainly the heavyweights, but I'm always there to be educated, guys. So if you're listening, if you think you can teach me something, guys, or there's something I'm missing, point it out to me, guys. I love seeing stuff I miss out. There's loads of times I've missed things out, but guys, I don't want to make this too long. Let's carry on.
We watched the fight and counted the low blows that he landed, but referee did not pay attention to, and it was up to 20.
Fuck, you know. He's probably right, guys. He's probably right. I don't know about 20. I definitely see more than 3, guys. To be honest with these guys, I wouldn't put it past them if there was more than 20. I know there's probably more than 3. There probably was like 5 or 10. I don't know, maybe. But that's ridiculous. Maybe I should do a video, guys, if you want. Do you want me to go through the whole fight, break it down, how many low blows he was hit with? But again, due to YouTube, I probably won't be able to show the footage. I am thinking, guys, I'm making a Patreon at some point. Not right now, guys. I'm too early in the game where I can actually put up full fight. Like I can basically put the full video of a fight, and I don't need to worry about copyright. But guys, I'm not going to even talk about that right now. I'm too early in the game. I need to get my my viewership and my subscribers up. So guys, make sure you subscribe. But right now, yeah, 20 times, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't put it past him. I'm not going to say, oh, he's lying. I don't know about 20, but I definitely would have said more than 5, definitely. But yeah.
For that reason, you made a conclusion that was kind of a plan to play, let's say, dirty, maybe not dirty.
Oh, he's got photos. So Usyk's obviously brought photos of the amount of shots he got hit low.
Haters say it's Photoshop.
He's got loads of photos, guys, not just one. I've seen these myself, guys. I had to go back because you know what it is, when I first saw the fight, when I first saw the low blow, my focus is like, yo, that's a legal shot, this and that, etc. And again, it's still very borderline. I don't want to give my view in this video. Like I said, check my last video out. But guys, the thing is, as I'm saying, it's not once, it's not twice. Oh man, in my last video I talked about Don Charles' son who stuck it on him. He kept saying, oh, Sugar Ray Stevenson, blah blah blah, Floyd Mayweather, they stabbed the bout line. Look at Dubois stabbing the bout line. Did the referee call Dubois out for him stabbing the bout line? No. So this is a difference, you know, of that shot that Dubois done. It was multiple times. It happened multiple times. It wasn't once. It wasn't twice. My man goes is more than 20 times. That's, you guys, that's not right. That's not right. There's something going on there. And you could say, is Dubois a dirty fighter? You have to look at that side now, guys. Yeah, and again, in a fight, it's a fight, but you're trying to do something if you keep going to that area. Do you know what I'm saying? You're trying to do something. So there's a point for Usyk here. You have to look at that side.
But it's not. That's a real one.
So they have several photos here of various punches from the first fight. I think they're...
Usyk just goes, do you have a marker? Don't tell me he's going to do what he did to Tyson Fury when he took his soul. Oh, soul-taking stuff. I remember he took Tyson Fury's soul, man. He made him sign a photo of him getting punched in the face. That's when you're locking, you're going to lose again.
There's one in front of Alexander Usyk he is looking at. He is asking for a pen and a marker. A member of his team is looking to give that to him. Frank, I think you've got a photo as well. Frank's going to sign it for him.
So he's asking the Dubois team to sign the photo of him getting punched low again. Now again, I know a lot of people don't look into the psychology of this type of stuff. Like, this is just minor stuff. Let's think about it carefully, what they're about to do. If what I think is going to happen is going to happen now. If Dubois is about to sign that and Frank Warren's going to sign that, that's a loss, guys. That's a loss. And I'll explain it. Let's carry on. Let's see what happens. Okay, Usyk stood up. Usyk stood up, went to Dubois, and he's put the paper down. Frank Warren smiling. Dubois looks a bit serious. Obviously, it's a bit blocked out there. Dubois' face looks a bit serious.
Because it's...
I think Usyk goes to him, sign it. Dubois goes, why? Why? Dubois asked him why. Then Usyk goes...
For me, like it's my home.
He goes, for me, it's from my home. I want to stick it out of my house.
Okay, no problem. Look at this. Maybe this. You could look this. Good joke. No, there's no
Look at Dubois thinking about it.
joke. Maybe that's yours. It's for you.
So to confirm, there are several different images here of Daniel Dubois punching Alexander Usyk, which I guess Usyk team are presenting as...
Usyk's one of the most slyest fuckers you can go, guys. Dubois doesn't know what's happening here. But again, check my video out when Tyson Fury signed the photo of the second fight. Tyson Fury signed the photo of him getting punched in the face by Usyk, and I wouldn't have done it. Now, the way Dubois approached it, he asked him why are you doing it? Usyk came up with something. Usyk said to him two things. Usyk goes, it's for me, for my house. Then he goes, I'm going to sign it for you and you can keep these as well. And then that's inclined Dubois to sign it more. Now, you punching him low. The photo you're going to be signing is you punching him low. If you don't believe like your shot was a low blow and that's how you won, you shouldn't be signing this stuff. You should be ripping it up saying, I ain't signing it. You should keep that sort of energy, in my opinion, from a psychological side. The fact that he's about to sign this, it kind of takes all Dubois' arguments out the window. It's actually a mockery to Daniel Dubois. Usyk's basically saying to him, look how many times you punched me low. Look at his photos he's signing. You can see it right there. Punched him low, punched him low, punched him. There's like 4 or 5 shots here where he's punched him low. Dubois should not be signing this because what it's saying is you're a dirty fighter. What your argument of you hit me in the spot and it was illegal goes at the fucking window. If Dubois is a little bit more switched on, Frank Warren should have whispered in, don't sign that shit. Rip it up. But these like don't have that psychological edge. Now guys, I said this in the first fight with the Fury fight. These little antics just give more favoritism to Usyk. Usyk on the skill side is already a good fighter. He's already going to most likely do what he does. But when you're going to give him psychological advantages, this is his forte, guys. When you're signing photos of you hitting him low and you're agreeing with it and going, it doesn't matter if it's for his fucking house. If you're Dubois, you rip this up, you go, I ain't signing shit. I'll see you in the ring, mate. You keep that energy. People say, whoa, that's a bit harsh. Nah. You signing this is a mental loss, and he's going to do it.
Low shots. Usyk has signed. Daniel Dubois.
He just, like, you can see a bit of reluctance on his face. A little bit smirky. Like, he's thinking about it more than Fury. But
is now signing paper here.
It was a body shot, but illegal body shot.
So look how they're trying to like, how do I say? They're trying to tempt Dubois to sign it more. They want that smirk to go off. Dubois recognizes, I think there's a side of Dubois where he wants to rip this shit up. But you see how they're sweetening it from, no, it was a body shot, but a legal body shot. And I covered this in my breakdown. I don't want to keep saying it over and over again. Check my video out, guys. Check my fucking video out. My last one, you're going to enjoy it. It was a body shot, but a legal body shot, illegal. So Dubois smiles on. He's like, okay, I can still sign that. But he shouldn't be signing it. He shouldn't be signing it. This is where you lose mentally, in my opinion.
They're nothing to do with the actual...
He's thinking about it, though. He's like, sign this one as well.
Frank, I think you've got a photo in front of you as well.
Dubois was thinking about it, but you know the fact that you've done it, you've kind of... I wouldn't say you've sold your soul away in the way Fury sold his soul away, because the way Fury signed it was like, oh, he's punching me in my face, and he smiled and he still signed it. You should have ripped that shit up. It's a mockery. Dubois asked questions. So I wouldn't say he sold his life away. It was like he got told certain things, like you're doing it for this reason. Usyk had to give him reasons. So it was not... I can't compare it to how Fury signed it, but it still is a loss. If you're on the psychological games and you know what Usyk's doing, you can't give him an inch. You got to be on top of this stuff. You should be like, fuck that, I ain't signing that shit. See you in the ring, mate. You should have ripped it up in front of his face. That's how you win psychological games. I'm trying to educate these fighters on how to win on these psychological games. Not everyone's going to get it, though. He's making a mockery out of it. Look, he's showing it to everyone like I got it out of you. Dubois knows he kind of shouldn't have done it.
From...
Show me, please.
There, look.
So now Frank Warren wants to pull his own photo out.
That's not low. That's why they stopped.
So look at this, man. Look at that laugh. Did you hear that giggle? Straight from the belly, guys. You know the belly laughs? They're the most deadly laughs. They don't, like... Usyk is laughing his fucking ass off. You know why Usyk's laughing his fucking ass off? He said, I showed you 20 photos where you fucking just hit me low. Probably including the one you showed me. And they're all illegal. We don't agree with illegal. We made you just fucking sign the photo in front of us. You're going to show me one photo where it slightly looks alright and you're going, that's legal. Frank Warren brings one paper. Look at that laugh. I'm going to play that again. It's a mockery, guys. This guy's mind games. He'll do mind games on you when you don't even know you're doing them. Let's see this again.
From...
Show me, please.
Show me, please.
There, look.
He goes, there, look.
That's not low.
That's not low.
Why they stopped.
That's genuine laughter from the belly. And the way they look at him, up at him like, you don't believe this, do you? He's giggling his ass off.
Friend, back, I stayed like this. Oh my God. I love you, bro.
Yes, I love you, bro.
But listen, like I said...
Oh, man, Usyk's on another level psychologically. Psychologically, he just ripped you, made you sign shit, and now you're trying to bring up an argument that, nah, that one's legal. Fuck off. He's ripped you. Frank Warren, there's no argument here. You've just signed the fucking thing. Dubois signed it. You almost signed your soul away. These psychological games, don't want to get into them. To be fair, though, I don't think Dubois is aware of it. Fury wasn't even fucking aware of it. This is the level this guy plays at.
So that's all history. That's in the past, and we're going to put that right. It's going to be put right. Daniel at Wembley, he's going to make your legs go all trembly.
Yeah. Frank Warren's getting desperate now. Daniel Wembley going to make your legs go all trembly. Just using words. You know you've been out-schooled by Usyk. Usyk's just schooled you. You brought a paper. Frank Warren had it rolled up. You've just signed multiple papers, about 4 or 5 or 6 photos where you're showing Dubois hitting him low, and you've signed them. Frank Warren's laughed at it and he's like, sign it, don't, it's okay. And now you're trying to say Daniel Dubois at Wembley's going to make your legs go trembly. Come on. This is, there's no mind game here. This is not even, it's not even like a competition right now. Talking about the psychological side, guys. Desperate stuff.
It's a good time to bring in Don Charles, actually. Don, you've just witnessed a variety of photos.
Here we go, Don Charles, guys. This is the guy, man. This is the guy that people don't like, and he talks a lot. So I can't wait to break this down, guys.
What are your thoughts?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming. Right, Usyk, me personally as a boxing coach, I have a lot of respect for you as a fighter. What you've achieved is remarkable. Yeah, so, but it disappoints me that you can actually stoop as low as bringing those types of photographs I'm looking at. Why don't you print one of those prints as the actual shot that had you trembling? The acting you did that night, you've heard of the Oscars, right? The Emmys.
So guys, just going to stop it there for a second because John Charles are just trying to rip into Alexander Usyk. Now guys, I will be putting up a video on my channel, guys, of an interview between Simon Jordan and Don Charles and Gareth Davies. This was a few months back, but a lot of people are saying Don Charles has got a chip on his shoulder, and I've done a video on it before. We'll put it out. He's straight here. I know what he's going to do. He's going to go attack Usyk about that low blow because Don Charles is annoyed. He brought photos out. Don Charles has read what's gone on. He goes, you brought photos about the low blow. He goes, why not show the shot that put you down and let him sign that? Why are you not showing that shot? But to be fair, as I've broken down before, and I made a video on this, guys, check my last video. I touch on it in depth detail. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you check my last video out. Again, the shot that landed is below the navel. Even the shot Dubois hit him is still below the navel. So again, the more information I get, I change my mind. Now I can see a perspective where people say it's the belt line, so it should go, because you can say there's been fights where shots like that have been allowed to go. So, but the thing is, guys, it wasn't the first punch Dubois threw. I've said this before. That was after like a lot of, that's why that's the whole point of Usyk giving these photos out. He's already shut the team down. He's made the team sign the print. They don't have an argument. So Don Charles wants to reiterate it. Let's have a look what he says.
You should be given an Oscar for the performance. You conned the referee.
Usyk's showing no reaction. Don Charles is saying you should be given an Oscar for the performance. Now, I've already touched on it before. When Usyk went down, it didn't hit him in his balls, but it probably hit him low and it probably still hurt. So, he was not wrong for doing it. But Don Charles is saying, no, it's a legal shot. You done an Oscar, fucking, you were on the floor, you're doing this, you're doing that. You should have been given an Oscar. Now, again, I'm not gonna really give too much of my view in this video. I've done it on before. Let's just carry on to see what he says.
You conned us.
You conned us. So basically he's saying you cheated, basically.
Conned the boxing world. I've always maintained that, and I'll still maintain it.
Usyk's smile just gets wider and wider.
You pride yourself as a God-fearing man.
This is the bit that I want to talk about, guys. This is the bit where my other video will be on about. He goes, you pride yourself as a God-fearing man, but essentially what he's going to be trying to say is if you're a God-fearing man, you can't really lie and cheat. So that's why he's going to try and point the emphasis across. Frank Warren's smiling.
Thou shalt not lie in the name of God.
They shall not lie. So he's questioning him on his faith a bit.
So I want to question, what kind of God do you worship?
So he's questioning what kind of God do you worship. That's a loaded question, guys. That's a loaded question. Again, I've touched on was this a low blow or not. If you want a clear version of whether it's low blow, if you look at the facts and figures, it was still under the navel, but check that video out. So let's see what Usyk says.
Period. You can look at me as much as you want. In fact, I'll give you a photograph of mine. You can take it home and study it. You're very mentally strong, but you've met somebody who's stronger than you.
Oh shit. Look at Daniel Dubois looking over. Don Charles seems pissed like an angry father. That's Don Charles right now. And Usyk kind of can understand English and he kind of can't. And obviously he can't understand everything, so he's probably gone to, as he said, to Alexander Krasuk to give him the lowdown, and that's what he's about to do here. Alexander Krasuk is going to basically whisper into Usyk's ear what he said, and Usyk's going to give his thoughts. He probably didn't understand everything, so he wants to obviously hear it. So now he's heard it, because thing is, there's a bit of a language barrier here. Usyk usually is quite responsive and has good answers. This one he's had to think a little bit about. Remember, guys, he's got his prayer beads in his hands. So Don Charles is acting like the priest here of the church, and he's basically questioning him, saying, why are you lying? Thou shalt not lie. So this, again, it's a good psychological test to push on Usyk. But what is that Usyk's actual view? Because in my view, it didn't hit Usyk in the balls. I'll say that again. I don't believe it's hit Usyk in his balls. But it's hit him low where the navel is. So, and in my opinion, he did milk it, but he's in his right to milk it. So, there's still controversy around it, but in terms of the rule book of boxing, he didn't do anything wrong. So, this is what Don Charles is trying to say to him. Now you cheated. I don't want to say this has flustered Usyk. He's obviously had to think about his response, because it's hard to translate what Don Charles said. So, he needs to think this through. So, let's see what he says. One of the team starts clapping.
I believe for Jesus.
So Usyk goes, I believe for Jesus, is what he's trying to say. Now Don Charles has misunderstood this totally. Hear what he says.
Jealous of what?
Jealous. He thought he said he's jealous.
Believe
Of what? Tell me what.
for Jesus.
Jealous of what?
Jealous. So this is miscommunication. This is the thing with Don Charles. A lot of people saying the guy's got a chip on his shoulder. And again, I will be doing a video. It will be coming out soon. Don Charles just snapped. I think Don Charles needs to calm down a bit here, because he never said jealous. He's saying, I believe in Jesus. So Don Charles has already snapped at him, saying, you're jealous of what?
Yeah, you
Explain yourself.
saying Jesus.
Explain yourself.
Jesus is
Jesus.
Jesus. Now he says Jesus. Don Charles is look at Don Charles is like, he's on the edge, guys. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he's looking for any crack and cranny to just jump on Usyk.
I'm jealous of Jesus.
Yeah,
Right.
listen.
Do you know
I'm jealous of Jesus. He's totally misunderstanding the point. This is the problem, guys. When you're so, like, the problem with Don Charles is when you've got such a conclusion in your head that you're so down, you believe it's one certain way, you have to see it that way. It's a chip on the shoulder, but it's worse than a chip on the shoulder, guys, because he's misunderstanding what Usyk's saying. He's not calm, and he just wants to be in attack mode right now, and this whole thing's being misinterpreted.
the way the God that
you're
I,
right,
the God
you're
that I
right.
worship, the way it works is that the God has summoned you to come back here for our son here, Daniel Dubois, to get revenge on you. That's why you're here.
So this is what Don Charles is saying. Don Charles is saying you cheated, so God has now summoned Daniel Dubois because of your cheating to come back with you and get revenge on you because you cheated. So that's big claims, guys. Don Charles obviously claims to be a religious guy. We know Usyk's a religious guy. I know Dubois claims to be a bit of a religious guy as well. He's got a bit of a his dad's quite religious, so he's trying to stick it on Usyk. He's not giving Usyk a chance to speak. He's misinterpreting what Usyk's saying, and in all honesty, you could say Don Charles is kind of making a bit of a mockery of himself just because he's not understanding the barrier yet. He's not giving him a chance to respond.
Okay, you're right. I deserve Oscar. It's you.
Yes, you do.
You are
Oscar
right.
is coming next.
You are right. Listen.
So Usyk's the king of psychological warfare. He's laughed himself off when he says, yeah, you're right, I deserve an Oscar. He's like, he wants to annoy Don Charles more. Usyk is a king of mind games, guys. He knows, he can see that Don Charles is emotional right now. And Usyk believes, obviously, he abided by the rules. I didn't really see anything what Usyk did that wasn't against the rules. Again, it's controversial, but if you look into it in depth, as I did in my last video, I cleared that controversy up.
You must teach your fighter punch clean.
Oh, so Usyk sticks it back on him now. He goes, yo, you should teach your fighter how to punch clean. So he's not saying anything wrong here. As I said, guys, check my last video. I talk about how Dubois has hit Usyk many times low. So Usyk's just saying you need to teach your fighter how to punch clean. It's not wrong. It never happened once. It happened a couple of times. And Don Charles is so reliant on the one shot. You don't hear Don Charles ever say any punch Daniel Dubois hit was kind of dirty or a bit low. Remember, Dubois has done this to AJ. He's done this to a few other fighters. He's not talking about that. He keeps banging about that one punch that made Usyk go down, and they're banking their whole fucking banking everything on it, which is not good.
But I win this fight for right my hand, like a jab. Bam! Enough.
Yeah.
He goes, look, I won this fight by a jab, and that's it. Enough. And he did. He stopped him with a jab. So he's kind of fucking answered Don Charles. He goes, you need to teach your fighter how to punch clean. And when he got up, after that, all that controversy, I stopped him with a jab. Boom. Clean shot.
Yeah, you're very comical as well. You're a comedian. When you finish boxing, you've achieved greatness, in my opinion. You go down as one of the generational greats. Granted, nobody's denying that, but die shall not cheat.
Don Charles is so adamant on this cheating thing now. In one sense, I don't blame Don Charles, because when this low blow controversy first started, I was fully in the camp that, you know what, that shot couldn't have been it wasn't a low blow, and I can see where they're coming from. But the problem is, guys, when you're not open-minded and you're single-minded and you just think, yo, it's that way, you don't review the footage, you don't see other people's opinions, you don't look at it again and again. If you're gonna bank on something like that, which again, there's evidences out there to say that is actually a low blow, and I've reviewed it, you cannot become so stuck up and like this, because this is emotional stuff. This is not. I'm not saying Don Charles isn't justified for having this sort of like chip on his shoulder. As I said, there will be a video coming out where I actually back Don Charles in some of the stuff he says. I like the chip on the shoulder he has, but he takes it to another level. He's got that chip on the shoulder where he believes firmly he won that fight and it was a pure legal shot, which again, it's his opinion, but you're kind of saying to Usyk you cheated, and that can come disrespectful, because like that's borderline stuff. That is, guys, that's kind of disrespectful. You got to look at it as well, because the guy's the undisputed champion. He is the ref that told him. The ref said, yo, it's a low blow, and he never counted him. You know what I'm saying? Usyk's just there fighting. It's one of those, guys. It really is one of those. You couldn't even blame Usyk for that. You're saying they shall not cheat. Let's just say if it was justified, it's got to be the referee, guys. It always is the referee who chooses whether it's a low blow or not. You can't blame Usyk for that.
Okay. Alexander, it's a good time to talk to you. That is... I've never come out of an Alexander Usyk fight where people have said he cheated, he faked it, he acted. What are you thinking when you hear things like this from the opposite team?
Again, he's got his rosary beads in his hands and he's being questioned on the cheating now. So this is a good time to look into someone's psychology. Let's see what he says.
I don't think about these people because it's just talking. Listen, I long time go to my God. Boxing gets pieces my life. A lot of people say, hey, listen, you not take belt heavyweight, you not take belt 4-belt cruiserweight. You know what I say? We'll see. We'll see. For me, it doesn't matter. It's my road. Just my road. Blah, 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 blah. It's just a lot of people. Yeah. Left sit.
So what Usyk's basically done there, he's done a Tyson Fury. So he's basically put Don Charles in the category of a Tyson Fury. He goes, he's just blabbering, blah, 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 blah. I don't even pay attention to it. Now, there is sides, guys. Again, I have covered my last video where his son, Don Charles' son, actually sticks it on Usyk about the low blow. And there was a side where I saw Usyk get a bit, not triggered or emotional, that's the wrong word, but it could tell he was starting to annoy him. It's kind of they're trying to get under his skin by using that tactic that, yo, you cheated. And I saw a side of it. However, it never rattled him, it never did anything. Usyk is too within himself, guys, in my opinion. He knows himself too much to get rattled by something like this. He's basically said what he said. He goes, my training, everything. I pray to God. I take it to God, and I don't really care what people think. That's how he's done his whole career. When people used to ask him about, oh, what do you think about Tyson Fury? He goes, I don't think about Tyson Fury. And when they said, what do you think about it? He goes, I don't think about this either. I don't think about fucking, I cheated and never. That means, guys, he's legitimately gone through the rules. He never sat there and said, I'm going to try and cheat. This is that I'm reading the psychology, guys, of the guy. He's not really showing any signs that he's cheated. Now, do I think when he's down, he's like milked it a little bit? He's gonna yeah, but that's part of the rules, guys. I don't think there's anything wrong with him attempting to do that milking kind of thing, guys. It's part of the rules. So that's what I would say to that, guys. But yeah, let's carry on.
Alexander, yesterday, Don Charles's son, George Fox, actually had a conversation with you, and you said, we can go to London, we can have a street fight, 4 versus 4. What was that about?